Welcome to the weekly show. We're back, everybody. Wow. What a week. Breaking in the summer. Start of concert season.
We're here. It's about time.
Yeah.
We're never going to stop.
We're never going to stop.
Horses don't stop. Anyway. Did we do the like, subscribe thing?
Yeah. So if you're watching this, please like, subscribe, comment, tell us we suck, tell us we rule. Those comments are always better, but they all help the algorithm. So type something up and hit send.
I don't think I've read a single comment. I'm not going to lie to you. Just make fun of us.
It's someone once called us out for saying someone was a one-hit wonder. It was Isaac. And it's usually Isaac, the people we interview, like being like, "Thank you." That is it.
The older generation made fun of us for
make fun of us for being young, make fun of us for being old. You could do both. Actually, we're at the age where you could do both at us. Actually,
and we'll accept it. It's okay. We'll take it.
All right. Well, we're doing a bit of a reflection episode. We're going to be reviewing some of the earliest recommendations from this podcast, seeing as everyone here has been on it for years.
Yes.
We all have a backlog of recommendations.
It is actually insane to me that we have almost 150 episodes coming up. So.
Yeah. No, we're just about to hit 150 episodes. It's crazy. It's been a lot of fun, though. I just enjoy doing this.
We'll do a celebration. We'll review Blonde or something.
We'll review a popular episode. We might start posting on social media again.
Maybe.
Oh my god. Anyway, Purvis, you want to start running down the news? We got a lot going on. This is a decently busy week.
Absolutely. It does not help that we missed a week, but I'm going to go through a couple of things, highlight some things from last week that we forgot or missed, I should say. West Side Gun surprise EP.
Heels Have Eyes.
I've been microdosing.
Dude, it's so good. It's only 5 songs. It's 10 minutes long.
It's so good.
But it's so good. It's so digestible. I've listened to it like 10 times this week.
I listened to it while playing Rocket League and didn't realize it was on a loop. I think I listened to this probably 20 times.
That's insane. You're a crazy person. I think the Doji interview flip is such a
very dope.
Yeah.
I am sad to say I didn't recognize it at first.
That's totally fair. Doji has a pretty neutral speaking voice. I guess. I truthfully, I did not either. I listened to it twice. Right. And I think I've seen that interview too. Like
the exact interview?
Yeah, I think I have. And I didn't even put it together the first couple times.
Her album should be coming up soon, right?
Sometime this year. I would say probably July, August.
Yeah. But in terms of stuff coming out this week, Mike Dean is dropping an album, which is extremely exciting.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
I don't know who's going to be featured, but I'm just going to put $1,000 down on The Weeknd's going to be on this album.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's the safest bet you can make.
Yeah. Yeah, no, him and Mike Dean are attached at the hip right now.
Right. And they don't miss. Besides that, Wu-Tang Clan and Mathematics is dropping Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman. Does anybody remember when they're coming to Chicago?
July. I was thinking I would get tickets in June.
Valid.
Yeah. I looked, they have not spiked in price or anything. You know,
I don't think they're going to.
Neither did I. I did not think. I don't even think it's sold out officially. But I think Wu-Tang and Run the Jewels is a very fun ticket. So yeah. So I'll probably put up for us to go, and I want to see that. I want to see Wu-Tang at least once.
Are they opening?
Who?
You said RCJ?
Yeah, Run the Jewels is opening for them.
Okay, now I am obligated to go.
Yeah, especially because we can get tickets for like $40-$50.
Right. I can't logically say no.
Yeah. It's really good. And Run the Jewels is a group you should see live at least once. They put on a great live show.
I'm also embarrassed to say I'm the only one on the podcast that haven't seen them together. So
yeah.
Anyway, Ray Vaughn signed to TDE in 2020. We've been waiting for the album. He's now arrived.
I love this title.
The good, the bad, the dollar menu.
Yeah, I've been
Those
watching the
are
snippets on Instagram, but this is the first I've seen the title.
no, it's good. I'm excited. I did see some TDE featured or other artists featured on the album,
Like
so
probably
should
like
be a couple of things you
Devin
recognize.
and Absol and all them.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, and then I know it's not hip hop. We have a couple of R&B releases. We have
I've been
I call
hotly
them
anticipating this album,
which one, Divide or Coco Jones?
Coco Jones.
Yeah, Coco Jones. Why not more? Did you see the track list announcement on
No,
Instagram?
I've listened
It
to
is
some of the
so dope.
songs, but ever since her feature with Teddy Swims on that album in December, I've been very into Coco Jones.
That's fair. I would recommend checking it out. It's really dope. She's like
I have the album pre-saved.
oh wow, I didn't even know you can do that already.
Yeah, well,
Um,
she's been releasing tracks from it for the last couple months.
how have I missed all this? Anyway,
You've had him on the podcast, like you've brought him up. It's
I've been slacking clearly.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh
well,
yeah, she has the one with London on Track and Future. Where do you see all the features? I only see 2 features.
no, there's a track list announcement where she essentially like the I guess the plot of the video. She's on the phone with a girl talking about like a guy who's like is a terrible person, and like as she's talking, she's saying the actual titles of the singles on the song. So it's really dope.
Oh, that's really cool.
Highly recommend it. Um, and other than that, I believe they call it Divide. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Divide. DV or D4VD.
I thought it was
The
David.
David. I don't know. One of their albums is like a dividing symbol, so I just thought it was that.
Okay, that makes
But
sense. I'm looking it up right now.
please
Continue.
don't. I don't know. But they're dropping Brother and all their other albums I've at least checked out and enjoyed. So we finally are getting some more R&B releases this year, besides the weekend, obviously.
It's David. His real name is
David?
David. Yeah.
I thought it was two people though.
No, it's a singer songwriter. I think he probably. I don't know. I've heard some songs of him come up on Spotify, and I think some
Yeah.
features, but
I mean, he's still relatively newer. I might be thinking about someone else.
yeah.
Anyway,
Wow.
some of the singles coming out. We've been talking about it all week. The Jid single is phenomenal.
Yeah,
So good.
Work's a great song.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Jid
one of the
better
best single
every
releases
time.
of the year, I'd say. Very
So-
excited for this project. Jid season starting.
I need it in my life.
Let's
so
all say the
bad.
catchphrase.
Jid better.
Jid better. Like,
Never fails. Although TDE, and we'll get to that in the news, but TDE's been going through some stuff. I mean, not TDE, Dreamville. Has been
Dreamville.
going through.
Yeah, I know. With the Ari.
Yeah. So, and I'll kind of get into that as well. But
Yeah.
some singles coming up. Everybody's been talking about Young Thug. He's finally dropping the first single out of jail,
This is huge.
or not out of jail, but out of his trial.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he was
obviously
in
his
jail.
feat-
He just didn't go to prison.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. No, yeah, him in the future, the two biggest trap stars you can name, are gonna be dropping money on money. So expect to hear this nonstop.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be huge in front of liquor stores all summer.
I need to upgrade my bass in my car. Clearly, get some louder speakers.
This is gonna be huge with
Um,
the Black and Mild crowd.
Oh my
Purvis,
god.
I will
Purvis, you
never
upgrade your
drink any
speakers. It's
smoke
gonna
from the
still gonna be
Black
real
and
embarrassing when you start making the reverse noise.
Mild. The reverse noise.
For the uninitiated among our viewers, Purvis's car beeps when it's in reverse like a miniature truck, but it's like a crossover SUV. It's very silly.
It is very
Hey,
silly.
it's a
Yeah,
hybrid.
imagine a
It's
bass
it's
boom on
electric
that.
car.
Like,
Hey, they're gonna hear me coming. That's all I gotta say.
got me there. Like,
But another really exciting collab. I feel like this is the first time they've worked together since. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking out on the name. Am I forgetting the people? Hold on, give me a second. Now I'm getting people confused again. It's been a week. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But
We're
anyway.
all a little shell shocked.
Yeah, no, this has been a heavy week. But anyway, Quavo and Takeoff dropping Dope Boy Phone. This should be very exciting. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Logic has been doing a Playboy Gardy sound.
Yeah. It's not good.
A rage
Yeah.
hip hop
It's not
song.
good.
About that.
I
So he's
didn't love
dropping a
Logic when
tweet.
he made the type of hip hop I liked. Like,
Yeah, what can you do?
I mean, he has like
Make
some.
it
I like the
better.
Young Sinatra tapes. He's not all bad, but like, you know.
Under Pressure is still a A-tier album. I don't care. But the rest, I do not defend. So
Remember when Supermarket came out and you were like, "This is the GOAT. This is."
that's now Isaac's job. Isaac is the Logic defender. I'll
You're
let
like
it go.
Mac Miller, who.
Okay, that definitely never came. That never came out. That's not gonna happen.
Every imitation has the cheap copy, but the cheap copy is Mac Miller for Purvis.
Yeah.
No, dude. I put Mac Miller over Eminem. I don't care.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
Greatest
we're
way to
joking.
rap,
That's the
bro.
joke.
Yeah,
That's your joke. It's like Logic. I like him more than J. Cole. Like,
Oh God,
it was the
That's
logical
a real
choice.
biracial.
he's my
rapper.
favorite biracial. Like,
He says it in every song. He lets us know. It's my favorite part.
I just love because every 30 seconds into a Logic song, I'm like, wait, is this guy biracial? Like,
I can't remember. I can't forget that he released the 1-800 song.
yeah,
I hate everything, and I will not forgive him for that. Other than that, Meg Thee Stallion is back finally in her hot girl era. She's dropping whenever.
it's
Should be
summer.
very exciting.
Once the weather
Summer.
starts getting warm, Megan Thee Stallion album is around the corner.
Where is my Nissan Altimas?
Yeah.
I need them
They're all
speeding.
listening to Doechii.
Yeah, it is Doechii season, I guess. So,
God,
I don't know.
the summer is
Um,
going to be chaotic.
As always, so you know how that goes. Flo Milli and T-Pain is dropping Gripper as well, so
That's
got
gonna
a
be
lot of
wild.
stuff going on.
That woman's giving birth right now. Like,
Is she actually?
yeah, she like posted her birthing suite on Instagram this afternoon. I'm like, oh shit,
All
because she
then.
did her on the radar, 9 months pregnant.
It's like, have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jesus, that's a lot.
yeah,
Okay.
it's wild, but you know, it is what it is.
The miracle of childbirth. But yeah, honestly, that's all the news. It's not a lot going on besides that. Should we get into our cozy cast?
Well, we have all the news.
Oh, the actual news. I'm sorry, dude. Like I said, it's been a week. I'm
yeah,
so
what's
sorry.
wrong with you? Have you been hit by a bus?
Yes.
Are you?
There's all kinds of distractions
Yeah.
going on, clearly.
It's like you put
Um,
this together, like,
Literally, I put it together 30 minutes ago.
like,
And you're already forgetting. Lay off the weed, as Stephen A. Smith says.
Yes, it's Stephen A. Smith.
yeah, we should all listen to Stephen A. Smith.
I've been doing better. Yeah, no, he's been on a rant, but anyway. The actual news, yes, I'm so sorry. The Weeknd has been promoting his film coming up. Does anybody have tickets?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
I think it's gonna be a small release. I don't think a lot of theaters are getting it, but it's still coming out. It still exists.
I did
Oh, you
I
froze.
did see him say that the movie was actually made before the album. Like
The
the
movie?
script and all that, like the idea for the movie, as they were filming the movie, that's when they got the idea. He got the idea for the CD or for the album.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that makes sense because like movies just have like such a long production line,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and it also makes sense why there was, you know, a much wider gap between this. Not that it was like, you know, Frank Ocean level, but there was just a longer wait for this album than
Yeah.
than the last few. But
more
also,
weight.
I will put it this way: I love The Weeknd, massive fan. I don't necessarily believe him.
like the movie?
No, I
Oh, you believe it's the last album?
No, I believe like there was probably an iteration of this album that they started working on that like
Oh,
once he got like the movie actually rolling, he probably rethought it. And then yeah,
Yeah,
like
he probably had like one or two songs written for the movie, and
oh,
then the
I
album
bet it was
kind of.
I bet it was more than that because he was teasing that the album was going to have a completely different name like a couple years ago. It was supposed to be called
Yeah.
Afterlife,
oh yeah, I remember that.
right?
Like that's
So
skit.
like I'm willing to bet like there was an album he scrapped and then everything else came back together. So like yeah, like I definitely believe it's technically true just cuz movies take a long like they just take way longer to make than albums. Even albums as like big and epic as Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Does anybody know the name of the movie?
Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh, it's the same name. Okay,
No.
that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I'm curious to see it. Like I will absolutely be seeing this movie, and I give them respect for doing this whole thing and actually pulling through and actually making a movie and getting like legitimate actors in it.
General Taker, right?
Yeah, and Barry Keoghan, who I think is a little overrated, but is certainly like a certified very good actor. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like that's a real talent.
Okay.
Right? Like those are two relatively big names. Like Barry Keoghan was the Joker in the last Batman movie.
Oh,
And he's going to be one of the Beatles.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the relatively big cast. So this is an accomplishment, you know. I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, my only thing is that the Idol is in the back of my mind.
Yep.
Right? And like you know, just knowing about how the production of that went, like I don't necessarily blame the weekends, but like it still happened. Like
You can't ignore it. Yeah.
yeah, you can't ignore it either. Like
Glad I didn't watch that.
yeah, no, I hear it's atrocious. Like
Okay, well, I feel like we're obligated to go.
yeah, we definitely should see it. It comes out while I'm in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Yeah, and it also comes out against like a huge Marvel movie. Yeah, which leads me to leads me to believe that, you know, the company making this movie like
They're banking on streaming.
they're banking on streaming, right? Like this
So-
is like you only release against a movie like a big IP like Thunderbolts or anything like that, like when you don't expect the movie to make that much money, or if you
Right.
or maybe if you expect like word of mouth to be like really strong.
So
I mean, it
if
does-
you're gonna go see it, in Puerto Rico, will he be credited as El Fin de Semana?
I don't think so. I think they show movies in English there. It's a colony.
That's fair. I hate
Like,
that,
It's the
but- I mean,
comedy.
no,
like,
I think it was when he performed in Mexico City,
yeah.
and he didn't understand what people were chanting because people in the crowd were doing the Seven Nation Army melody, but they were going El Fin de Semana.
That's funny.
I actually like that. That's dope though. In terrible news, Drake might become a full-time streamer.
Dude, the downfall is crazy.
Sponsored by Kick.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Kick, the worst streaming service.
Dude, the right wing turn is coming. He's going to be wearing
Think so?
Oh, Kick is a conservative think tank.
I understand that, but like that would be wild if
Dude,
Drake was,
every
like,
time. Dude, look at who all these conservative talk show hosts are. They're all people who failed out of entertainment. Drake's career now, I don't think you could ever say that he like
that
failed.
would be wild.
I don't know, dude.
It's
Like
gonna be Kick and it's gonna be Steak. Those are his two sponsors.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Well, he's already locked in the stake. Like that's
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
like like lifetime. I'm saying like
Yeah.
he's gonna be like long term. Like
And, like,
yesterday.
yeah, like now listen, I don't know. The only political thing Drake has ever done was certainly not in line with the Republican Party. Because he signed that letter about Gaza, and that's like the only political thing he's ever done in his entire career. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, and very recently. So who knows? But I think the writing is on the wall. You know, I certainly have feelings about how Drake is going to be perceived, and I do. You know, me and Purvis have been talking about this on the side. Is that
yeah.
I do think there's going to be a ratchet effect about Drake's earlier work, because like, you know, I think there's just been some revisionist history about Drake's place in hip hop pre 2016 ish.
I feel like the opinions on Drake, specifically early in his career, is just going to become more polarizing. Like people that
Yeah.
genuinely enjoy Take Care or Nothing Was the
Well,
Same, which are good albums.
I think my thing is that like I think they're very polarizing now, and I think they're going to become less polarizing. I think his early work is going to become less polarizing over time. When I say like a ratchet effect, that's what I mean. I think like people are going to be like it's like when you go back and you rewatch a movie and you realize it's bad, it's like a critical reanalysis. Like this is a thing that happens in movies all the time where like movies that were released and like weren't very popular, like people watch them 10, 20 years later and they become a lot more popular. Right? Like this happens in music. 808s and Heartbreaks, this arguably happened. It's just that 808s and Heartbreaks was pretty successful upon release. But yeah, I definitely think like after the beef, I think just like Drake's, clout just diminished, like fucking got Thanos snapped. And I also think like, it's a thing I've always talked about is that like the beef brought in a lot of people who do not know hip hop history. And those people are just outnumber us by a lot. Right? Like,
a lot.
And it's like, I remember watching this content creator who I would send a bunch of stuff to Purvis about, and he was like, yeah, like so many people think the ghostwriting thing is about bars when it just never was. And he's like, a man with like a painting of Kendrick in his studio, and he's like, it feels like I'm defending Drake because people are coming into this like just so uneducated. And I feel like there's going to be that, but also the future, not certain. I think there's a very good chance he crashes out hard in front of us. I doubt it'll ever get Kanye bad, but it will.
No, I don't think so. Because Kanye literally is off the deep end. Like it is crisis mode. It's been crisis mode for Kanye for several years. It's just now people are paying more attention.
I don't even know if it's more. I think he's actually probably getting less attention now.
Oh, at this point, yes.
Yeah.
Now he is. But
in this part of the world,
be
a
wave.
All right.
Some other stuff going on. He did not beat the race. He is sentenced for 80 years in jail.
Dude, the race is insane though. That's like an insane thing to show people and like explain it. Like be like, yeah, these teenagers killed someone and made a music video like while on the run from the police.
Literally on the run, leaving the state, trying to get away.
Yeah.
And made a hit song that took over the country.
Right. Yeah. It's wild, but
yeah, unfortunately sentenced to 80 years. So
that's
he is
wild.
No longer running.
Yeah.
Some other stuff going on. Kendrick and SZA, the tour has officially given the highest grossing rap concert ever. Not surprised. And the track list is over 50 songs, which actually is insane.
Yeah, and it's not just one opening up for the other. It's them on stage together performing. It's just like how they did the Watch the Throne tour with Jay-Z and Kanye West. Like, one comes out, performs, then the songs they have together, they'll perform together, and then whoever started goes back, does a costume change.
I saw someone do a show like that, and I can't remember who it was.
Two people that perform together?
Yeah, they did like exactly like that. Like,
well, Jid and Smino alternated who was the opener.
No, that's not what I mean.
Did they alternate?
Smino was the headliner in the Chicago tour because he has roots here.
Yeah.
But I mean, like they would, like I think it was 21 Savage and J. Cole, maybe.
No. 21 Savage opened.
No, it was 21 Savage and Drake.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it was 21 Savage and Drake when we saw them.
I'm all for it when you got two big names like this.
Yeah, when you got two big names like that. Yeah, because that's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's broken down.
No, I think that's. I agree. I think that makes for such a more dynamic, fluid show. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it sounds great.
When I last time I saw Kendrick he did this with Baby Keem. Obviously, it's not as big as an artist as SZA, but I'm sure he's gonna kill this.
No, this is gonna be nuts. It's wild, and like obviously I think Kendrick and SZA are just like a higher bar of artists than like Drake and 21 Savage.
For sure. I've been reconsidering because I know it was kind of crazy that I said I'm more excited for the weekend than both of them.
No, I totally get that. No, I think that's a completely reasonable take.
It's coming close now.
Yeah.
And really great news.
Oh yeah, this is nuts.
Finally back. Yeah. Dropping June 6th, right? Isn't like the theme 666 or something?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
everyone does it. Everyone flirts with the devil.
Of course. Everyone wants to dance with the devil.
Yeah.
Until he goes home with you.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
You know. But yeah, the vinyl came out, which is crazy. It sold out instantly. I don't know. I'm excited. We haven't had Wayne in I don't know how many years. It's been a while. So I feel like he has something to prove as well.
Yeah, I think he has something to prove.
Fiasco.
I think it's worth noting that like I think, Lil Wayne is hit or miss, and I even think like the Carter series is hit or miss.
You think so?
Yeah, like I feel like every time
Carter 4 and Carter 5 are definitely hit or miss.
Yeah, like
Carter 1, 2, and 3.
No. Carter 1, 2, and 3 were, especially Carter 3, were hits on arrival, right? Like 1 and 2 were massive hits, like in the hip hop sphere. 3 was the biggest album of that year or couple of years, right? Like debatably even bigger than the Kanye albums that were dropping at the same time.
Carter 4 is so good. It's got so many hits.
But when it came out, people weren't saying that. And that's just my point, is that like when Carter 4 came out, everyone was upset, and it was kind of known as ass for like several years.
Like, and that's because it had to live in the hype of Carter 3. Like everyone thought the Carter 3 was so overhyped. I have to say that now.
Overhyped, but not overrated.
Because it put
a lot of
everything down for 4 and 5.
Yeah,
like people expected it to be so good, but it fucking.
Do you think 4 or 5 are as good as 1 or 2?
No,
because like I agree. I think I just think like Lil Wayne has been degrading as an artist ever since. Like I think he has good posts. Like I think he does have good projects post Carter 3, right? But I think they're mostly mixtapes. Like, and don't get me wrong, I do think Carter 4 especially has some really great tracks on it, right? Like I don't think anyone would disagree that like 6 Foot, 7 Foot, or John aren't great songs. Like they are, they're fantastic. But I feel like he's just been degrading as an artist. I feel like for Carter 5, I feel like that's the love for that album is almost exclusively carried by Mona Lisa's Smile.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's
like
tough for,
but once again, like they do get
5. I'll give you.
But like they do just get like re-examined, and like it does seem like people like them more as time goes on for those 2 albums, and that's not true for all Lil Wayne projects. There are plenty of Lil Wayne projects that were duds on release and have stayed duds. And like, people have not, gone back and redone. So like, listen, I think it's possible that this is a return to form and we get some good ass Lil Wayne. Absolutely possible. I just think it's also possible that it's very disappointing.
All the things that people were talking about during the Super Bowl could carry over to that one.
Yeah. And like, Lil Wayne just, he's just been degrading as an artist. I don't think he's completely gone. Look, he was on Sticky last year. Short feature, but it was very good. Like
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Right. I'm gonna play a game. How old do you think Lil Wayne is?
Isn't he like 35?
No, didn't he just turn 40?
Jasper, do you have a take?
Isn't he 40? Is he 46?
Wow, these are very different numbers, guys. You went from 35.
Like I know Young Thug is older than him.
42.
Is he actually?
Wait. Young Thug is older than Lil Wayne. Are you
I think
sure?
he is.
Lil Wayne's 42.
Okay.
I was not far off.
No, Jasper was definitely the closest.
Young Thug's 33.
Is he?
Yeah, hold on. We're talking about a decade difference. Come on.
No, I was just misinformed. I thought they were like the same age.
No. Lil Wayne's been around for forever.
I know he's been around.
You're thinking of Future. Future's 41.
Yeah.
Future's
I know
41.
I know
Yeah.
he's been around for a long time, but he also
he
blew up
needs to-
incredibly young, and I think people overestimate. Because like Jeff said, he was 46. Like that's
That is
No,
true.
I said he was 40. Jasper said
He
46.
said 40.
Oh
46.
no,
Jasper
that
said
no. Then
46.
I think Jeff is the closest. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got you two confused. J names, like
The J names.
the-
I'm not gonna lie. Future 41 is kind of crazy.
yeah.
He
Dude,
needs
Kid
to.
Cudi's in his 40s. Kid Cudi, Frank Ocean's getting there.
Yeah. Run.
Kid Cudi, I would believe. I feel like Kid Cudi's old.
Yeah, I believe it because I've seen Kid Cudi age in front of me. Not like
That's
in a
facts.
bad way. I think he's aged very gracefully, but I've just seen him age in front of me. To me the consonant middle aged rappers are Killer Mike and LP. Like when you say rapper in their 40s, that's just who shows up in my mind. Like
It's them and Danny Brown.
yeah, Danny Brown. Yeah, but he's recently 40. Like
Frank Ocean's 37.
Jay-Z, like
that's
50.
wild.
Jay-Z's over
is
50. He's
Yeah.
like 50.
55.
55 now, yeah.
How old is Beyonce? Much younger. Like
Beyonce is 43.
oh okay.
That's not terrible. Yeah.
Eh.
He did kind of groom her, but that's another
Yeah.
conversation. Anyway. In more terrible.
Something surfboard.
Yeah.
Next
Right.
item.
Next one. Little Uzi Vert was rushed to the hospital, so
Yeah.
our theory might be correct.
I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping the best for them.
Yes.
I remember seeing like very old Twitter vibes. I was on Blue Sky and someone was like, "I'm in like a Marriott in like a wherever. Where did it happen? Did it happen in Philly? I don't
New
think
York.
so.
That's what it's from.
Yeah, I saw someone say like, Manhattan. That's what it was. It was like I'm in a Marriott in Manhattan and Little Uzi Vert got taken out and like
Oh, sure.
people were saying that it looked like he overdosed, but it looked like they got to him very close, very soon.
Well, that's good.
So
Terrifying.
I'm hoping that they're okay. You know, I do not want to see more rappers die.
Death. Yeah, no.
Although that does sound like an accidental Bronson line. Like, I'm in a Marriott in Philly watching Lil Uzi do blow.
That is
Wasn't
true.
blow.
No, it's not. But, you know.
Something much more. We actually just talking about Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is dropping a short film
With Jordan Peele. I think that's very cool. I think that's very, very cool. One,
That's a
short
big-
films are underrated as shit. I am a
Yeah.
huge proponent of short films. I think they're very good. I think they keep directors sharp. I think they're very good. I have not I want to see development from Kid Cudi as an actor. I do not think he is bad by any stretch. I
Yeah.
think he just needs a really good director to like really craft a role for him and kind of give him that template and like let him run with that. That's a very common thing that we see in Hollywood. And there's very few in the game right now as good as Jordan Peele.
Yeah. We need
So-
redemption for X, too.
For what?
Which one?
For X.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I saw him in Westworld. Look Up. Don't Look Up. And
Yeah.
my favorite, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
I'll do you one better. Need for Speed starring Aaron Paul.
Oh, I remember that movie. That movie's not bad. I will
no, it's
stand.
not.
I will
That's like-
stand on that movie being above average.
Yeah, that's like one car movies.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I've not seen it since release though, so I'd be down for a rewatch.
I got it.
Mm.
Unpaid Nobody's movie night.
Of course you have it.
Dude, I love a movie night. If we have a movie, if we do a movie night, I have the best movie.
Let's do it.
I showed it to Jeff. It's called Hundreds of Beavers. It's insane.
There you go.
It's very good. It's very good. It's G-rated. Not
It's a
really.
silent film.
It's a silent
It's a
comedy.
silent film?
It is the world's perfect stoner film. Like it's like
I
a
was gonna say,
live action
holy-
Looney Tune.
Oh, it's so good. It's
A
fucking
live-action
hilarious.
Looney
It's like a live action Looney Tune, and then towards the end, it becomes kind of like a mix of Mario Bros. And Minecraft. There's like a weird amount of like video game references in it for a black and white silent movie.
Nice.
I don't know if there's enough jokes in the world to
No,
prepare me for
dude,
this.
it is so trippy. Like it is.
That's probably what Jack Black was going for with the Minecraft movie and then got overruled.
Yeah. But yeah, no. But yeah, no, I like this. I like the idea of Kid Cudi doing a short film with Jordan Peele, produced by Jordan Peele.
I have to go back. This came out in 2022.
Yeah, I saw. It's like very locally produced. It was made in Wisconsin.
Of course it was.
And I saw it like when it was like they were literally doing a road show where like the people in the beaver costumes would like go to like independent theaters in cities. And I saw it at the theater across the street from me and Rachel, because we were seeing content about it and it looked hilarious. And then when it came out on DVD, we bought it immediately. It is my favorite movie to show people. And right now I am 1-1. I had one person really like it, Jeff.
Wow, shocker.
But to back him up, I've also had this recommended to me after I watched it by my executive producer.
It's a very fun movie. Yeah. It's also like, I think like if you're someone like Jasper who's into making things, it's, even though it's very old school, it's a movie that's like very modern. Like making a movie like this so cheaply is just not something you could have done even 6-7 years ago.
I'm on the website and it's just a bunch of people in mascot outfits.
There's so many mascots. There's a lot of mascots.
This is actually insane. Okay.
When I finally snap and I redacted the redacted, I'm gonna do it in one of those beaver costumes. Like,
Revolution now. Next. That one got me. That was the first one in a while. That one got me. Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow, what a cozy cast. The last topic I brought up earlier, but Ari Lennox officially exited the deal with Dreamville, which is sad to hear. But what I'm more concerned about, it seems like the whole label Loki might be going down soon. I mean, the biggest names, J. Cole said he's supposed to be his last album, rumored. This is their biggest R&B artist. She just left. Jid was supposed to drop 3 albums last year. Didn't drop any.
Yeah,
all the other names are very small. So I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm anxious because I feel like they were a big one.
We'll see, but like, you know, something doesn't have to last forever for it to be great.
That is true.
You know, and I think Dreamville's repertoire speaks for itself.
Give me one last Revenge of the Dreamers and I'll be satisfied.
Yeah, that's the other thing, though, is that the Revenge of the Dreamers, like, even more so than, like, TDE or...
So good.
Because, I don't know, Griselda did a lot of, like, label stuff, but, like, you know, Revenge of the Dreamers is, like, the label albums.
Yeah. It's debatably one of the best ones. I think it's better than Cozy Tapes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm into that. Cozy Tapes is ASAP?
Yeah. And I don't know if Odd Future had one.
Odd Future had 2. They had 2 albums, Odd Future 1 and 2.
Yep.
Why did I miss
that?
Yeah. No, you've heard them before.
Yeah, it's the one that has Oldie on it.
Yes, I know Oldie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard these in a while. Might have to revisit.
Yeah.
They haven't aged great, but they're around.
They have not aged great.
Like most of every artist in the group.
It is like shocking when you go. I do love when you go back to like an early Kendrick album and it's like,
yeah,
pretty
rough.
nice. Like, it's like you listen to Run the Jewels 1. It's like, no racism here. Like, it's like they're being pretty respectful to these strippers, actually. Like,
he didn't say he had a threesome with a pregnant girl. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-adjusted rappers like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course I know him. He's me.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway.
Oh my God. We should do an unpaid Star Wars rewatch.
We are a bunch of nerds, but yes,
you have no idea. I have a Dune shrine in my room, in my home.
That's true, and I contributed to that. Dune.
Yeah, you have. You have contributed. Most people in my life has given me a little Dune token and been like, "Here, do this." And it's like, you like the Sands movie? Here, like,
it's the Sands movie. Go get the knife, and it's complete. Then you're good.
Just hit him up like, "Hey, you're trying to return some water to the later."
I want to get a still suit and go to Lollapalooza in it. Like,
God,
That would
that's Burning Man. That's Burning Man.
Yeah, that's Burning Man. You're totally right about that. My God.
Jesus.
I was when I was at C2E2, they had a Timothy Chalamet lookalike meetup there.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I was like, oh my God, we should have gotten Purvis in a still suit, the full Lisa Al Gaib, and had him go. Like,
I am sad I missed C2E2.
You got to go and you have to dress up. It's very fun.
No, I missed it.
Lisa Al Gaib.
Like 3 years in a year, I missed it.
I will say, since we're a group of 4 and it's a party of 4 for the game, we'd make some pretty cool Helldivers if we ever all go together.
Okay, do it.
I don't hate that. We could also be Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Like,
you guys want to be space Nazis?
I mean,
we're about to be Earth Nazis.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
What happened to assassinations? Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on.
Free Luigi.
Free Luigi. All right. Should we get into our topic then?
Yeah.
Now that we've actually finished the news.
Yeah. Purvis, you want to introduce this topic?
Yes. We finally are going back to review some of our recommendations. This has been a core part of our show since the very beginning. We've been very consistent with it, and I enjoy it. I always like recommending songs to people.
So we wanted to just kind of reflect and actually take time to get people's reactions to our recommendation. We never do that. So yeah, we each brought 3 of our old recommendations, kind of bring back and kind of give a little second life. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to go first.
Okay.
Because I want to bring up the very first song recommended on this podcast, and that is "So Cool" by Big Crit.
This was a good start to our
This was a single that came out right before the podcast came out. It's a short song. It's part of honestly, Digital Roses Don't Die really grew on me. This song is from the album. That is our first album review ever. It's a meme of the podcast that Big Crit is I think the most underrated rapper maybe ever. And yeah, I loved being able to talk about one of my favorite rappers immediately, and I did. So if we're looking back, I thought, why not look all the way back? Let's go back to the Chance the Rapper episode.
What started it all? I think this was one of the first artists you put me on. One of the first artists.
I think the very first one was Injury Reserve.
Yes. I was going to say, I don't know if it gets the title of the first, but
no.
I enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah, because I met you right when Big Crit's best album came out.
Right. I had a big phase, for sure.
All right. Jasper, you weren't on the show when we talked about this. Tell us your reaction to these songs.
Big Crit, I mean, I like pretty much anything he puts out, so I loved it.
It's a very smooth, easy listening song.
I actually was surprised it was already in my playlists.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do feel like Digital Roses didn't demand attention the same way some of his more
It doesn't come across on my. It doesn't come across on my shuffle as much.
It really doesn't. I have that entire album on my, because I think these streaming services, the shuffle is rigged and it gives you
you telling me people pay for this? No.
Well, Spotify is owned by the record labels, so it's the obviously
they don't even have to pay. They just make
it obviously there's going to be, it's just digital payola. Mark my words, I think there's going to be a much bigger controversy about that coming up. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. Jasper?
I thought this song was so cool.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was just very laid back. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
And the order in which I listened to these was top to bottom. I think it was Jeff's first, bleeding into this. And I thought that was a really nice kind of, I guess, build. Or no, actually, no. It was Jeff, Purvis, then yours, Brandon. So going from something to rap about into, I think it was Big Crit next. Or, I don't know if it was inverted or not, but it was good.
It's very fun. All right, who wants to go next?
It's very much a summer song.
Yeah, which is probably part of the reason the album didn't Pop Off is hard because it came out in January. Like,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can go next since we just talked about something to rap about. Freddie Gibbs, The Alchemist, Tyler the Creator, Alfredo.
this is a classic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not go I just did not take the time to like revisit this one because I listen to it all the time.
That's fair.
I do not go more than 5-6 weeks without listening to Alfredo. So
good.
And yeah, I know it's like we say like, oh, give everyone an Alchemist track, but like Tyler's really good on this beat.
It hits. They don't miss.
Yeah, you don't miss. And like I think, I know Tyler's always been very innovative and pushing forward and having his own sound, and I love that. I think he sounds really good over like these more old school drumless kind of instrumentals.
Tell you what, if I ever hear The Alchemist is producing a song, I'm probably gonna like it.
Yeah, there's
probably gonna like it. But yeah, it's not much to it.
I forgot how good the song was, honestly.
That's how I feel. That entire album is just
a
masterpiece. And
I definitely have to go through it again.
Yeah, so many classics. Babies and Fools.
God is
so
oh my God is perfect.
God Amazing. Is perfect is so good. Mike check up. Still bang that bottle. I pray to Mecca. It's so good.
It's so good.
Dude.
I forgot Babies and Fools on this. I would get Babies and Fools tattooed on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude. Me too. I say that all the time whenever someone disappoints me. I'm like, Babies and Fools. Even though he doesn't say it like that in this song.
Full of babies and fools. That's all it is.
The Lord looks over babies and fools. Jasper, what did you think?
Specifically about Freddie Gibbs or just
something to rap about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, classic. I love Tyler's bit. I think that Freddie's verse is good. I think the way it starts is a little meandering, but then it really like gets into a groove, and you're just in that groove for the rest of the song.
I think that's fair. Yeah, like obviously I'm very into the Alchemist sound, but like I don't think it's unfair to describe it as meandering. It doesn't necessarily feel that way for me because I just like living in that world. But just looking at it critically, I don't think that's unfair to say.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's definitely like I feel like every album has a different level of momentum to like how you're carried through the track list, and The Alchemist, it lets you just kind of sit in the moment as opposed to like moving to the.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I do love that. I do love that he is just like a moments kind of thing. At the same time, like I do think Alfredo kind of, I don't want to say suffers because that's like the wrong word, but it is like such an album. You know what I mean? That like listening to it out of context can just not have the same energy as listening to when this song hits, listening to the whole project.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, boys. Who wants to go next?
I mean, I'll go next. So I went with Black Puma's Black Moon Rising. I tried mixing it up because I kind of have a music variety of all over the place.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they don't get enough love. They don't.
This is
have
like an
much
underrated
music
group.
Out, and they're very underrated. I feel like.
Yeah, this
super
song
bluesy,
slaps.
super. Yeah, it's like super bluesy, super laid back.
Yeah,
it's just great song to just listen to and just drive to.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. This really scratched like an itch for me. I remember listening to this one. I think like it was in your car one day, and
maybe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this, and I wish there was more music because it does feel like this is an artist that I would love to just like dive into like multiple full album experiences.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't seem like they have that much out.
They only got 2 albums.
No,
on streaming at least.
No, yeah, this is the first time I heard of them. To be honest, like I really enjoyed this, and this was a perfect fit after watching Sinners. Just like some. This
fits. Yeah, spoiler alert,
perfect.
But it fits. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Spoiler alert for next week, not the movie. Like, all right, Jasper, bring up your first one.
My first one was Dead Crush by Alt J.
This one was a journey for me.
Never heard of them before, and I love the song.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I do not have a good opinion of Alt J. I got really into them. Not really into them. I listened to a lot of their music in 2016 after one of their songs was in Captain America Civil War, because I'm a nerd.
Ooh, yeah.
And I've always just found them kind of corporate and generic. This song fucking slaps. This song is very, very good. I like this song quite a bit. I do not know when it came out, but this song is very good. It really subverted my expectations. Big fan.
Came out in 2017.
So, oh well, that makes sense. Like, that is not when I listen to them. Like,
yeah, I think there's a bit of a misconception with them, just because what really put them on the map was their album "This Is All Yours," which has "Left Hand Free" on it, and that's like the very like corporate-y sounding pop.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think before that, like my experience with LJ was their first album for the most part. For the longest time, I just knew the first album, An Awesome Wave, and that has Breeze Blocks, Fitzpleasure, Tessellate, Something Good, like Taro, all these great songs, right? And that's like what set the blueprint for their sound, and then the sound became poppier with the follow-up album.
Yeah.
So like this song, the one that I recommended on it's Relaxer, so 2017, it gets back to their roots a little bit of like a little bit more kind of like crunchy electronic.
Yeah.
And then
crunchy is a great way to describe this.
Yeah, like there's a lot more vocal variance in this than there is in something like Left Hand Free or All This Is Yours, where it's just straight like singing, as opposed to this has a little bit more of that like weird alt J vocal sauce and stuff, which I really like.
Yeah. Now I remember listening to their first album, and maybe I should re-examine it because like I'm a different person than I was in 2016. But I just remember, just not loving it. But this changed my mind, or at least I really did enjoy this song quite a bit.
Yeah, I saw them live recently, 2021, at the UIC Flames Pavilion, whatever it's called.
Ooh,
oh, that's probably fun.
And they were very, very good. Like they performed off of like every project, including the new one. And their setup was they were surrounded by transparent screens. So it was like screens that had like video effects on them, but they were completely transparent. So there was a screen in front of them they could put graphics on and behind. And they played their song "Something Good," and it was like the screens made like a tank of water. So it was like slowly filling up and like bubbling, and then it filled, and then as the song reached the midpoint, it then like went back down throughout the entire thing. It was beautiful. Like the artistry there is really interesting.
Yeah,
that's really dope. I like that. Didn't Pusha T kind of do something like that? Or am I remember that incorrectly?
Pusha T didn't have screens in front of him, but a similar kind of set piece was.
Yeah.
A similar set piece was Kids See Ghosts at Camp Flog Gnaw in like 2019 when they were in a box. It was like but that was like a floating box. This was they were in a box with screens that had graphics on it.
Okay. Drake did something similar to that, where he was on a screen and there were screens above and below him.
Oh, for the It's All a Blur tour?
Yeah. Drake had a lot of stuff
effects,
going on in the United Center.
You know what that reminds me of? And like, look, R.I.P. because this band is as good as dead to me because they have bad opinions and worse music now. Big Kanye arc. But Muse used to do stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. that.
Yeah, Muse was about that. And Muse is very high on the list of artists I wish I could go back and see in their glory days.
Yeah.
All right. Is it me again?
Wait.
What?
Sorry. I forgot to put this in the news.
What?
Did we talk about the Rock Festival? They released their lineup.
Oh, Riot Fest.
Riot Fest.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot to even put it in the news. But
shit. Do we want?
There's not much hip hop involved.
The only there's honestly like a disappointing lack of hip hop. The only thing is that I called Rico Nasty being there.
She's the only one too.
She's the only one. I think it's gonna be a great show. I think that's a great fit for her. Weird Al, I'm there. I'm gonna go see Weird Al.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I'm still seriously considering going at least a couple of days, even though we saw every headliner last year. Like, Weezer is actually still on the same tour that we saw them at. Like,
that's absurd.
Yeah. But like, I wouldn't mind seeing Blink-182 again. That was awesome. Like, and the undercard is very strong. A lot of like Rachel's favorite bands are going to be there. Gym Class Heroes, The Academy is. So yeah, not disappointing, not super exciting for me specifically. But yeah, like critically very good. Not just, when you've seen all the headliners so recently, it's loses a little bit of its luster.
I was gonna say I've got tickets to MCR. I'm chilling.
Yeah. No, like I was hoping for Turnstile so bad. I wanted Turnstile.
I would have gone just for that.
I wanted them to
They're most likely going on their own tour this fall.
I want them.
Winter.
Dude, the thing is that Turnstile comes from like the hardcore scene. They will go on a tour and do festivals. Like they tour on a level that like you just don't see in other genres. I feel like
they are
in June they're going to be in Europe. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that in June they're going to be in Europe. But it's like, yeah, their album's coming out in June, and I was like, fuck, dude, I wanted them to headline so bad, and like no matter where they are, I would pay $300 to see Turnstile. So it's, yeah, that was my hope. But pretty good, really good lineup. Just not super exciting for me personally because I've seen them all. Except Weird Al. Very excited about Weird Al. That's going to be very fun. And I do feel like if you're a hardcore music fan in any capacity, I think you owe it to yourself to see Weird Al. Dude, think about no one has ever had a chokehold on a genre like Weird Al and like comedy music. Like, name another comedic musician that is like primarily a musician.
Bo Burnham.
I think that's a stretch.
No, because I mean he doesn't do stand up. His format is songs. It's musical comedy. Yeah. It just happens to be
but he does. But he works that stuff out at comedy clubs, though. That's my thing. Is that the creative process is much more similar to comedy than music. Like Bo Burnham, like when he does those songs, like he works them out in front of audiences at open mics, or at least he did like pre-pandemic.
He used to.
Yeah, and I know it burnt him out, but like he works. Yeah. To me, just being someone who does comedy, I do feel like the process that Bo Burnham goes through, I feel like disqualifies him.
Maybe.
And even I don't think he compares to Weird Al. And I love Bo Burnham.
I mean, I think that Inside and the way that was made much more parallels the way an album gets made than a comedy special. But that's one of 3 or 4 published works.
And like very much about and of the circumstances that it was made. Like, yeah, I can give you that for sure. I could say Inside is more of an album than a comedy thing for sure. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on Riot Fest. Good.
Yeah. Round 2.
Who's
next?
Okay.
Back on track.
Okay, I'm going to bring up one of my golden boys. This is one of my early recommendations. This is classic song. It's also like a classic song about like that just reminds me of summer in the city. It also reminds me of Adult Swim because this is where I heard it a lot growing up. Deep Space 9mm LP, including the most savage diss ever to his old label. Like, I don't think anyone has ever said anything as just like direct and fucked up as like signed to Raucous. I'd rather be mouth fucked by Nazis unconscious. Like, no,
that's actually insane.
Like, that is not like no one has ever gone that far. Like,
call him a pedophile on the main stage.
Call him a pedophile on stage. Yeah, but obviously, I have a huge amount of love for LP. I think this is like my favorite of his solo work. I also think this is kind of a Rosetta Stone where like if you're someone who isn't as into experimental hip hop enough to like dive into like all of his oeuvre, like I think this is a good one for just like seeing his impact and like seeing that like this extremely noisy sound that would take over like Mac Miller in like his Macadelic watching movies with the sound off era, or to be honest with you, I think Travis Scott. Like, I listen to this and I think, like, the huge, noisy era of this, I think there's a direct lineage, right? And, yeah, I think it's classic hip-hop, right? It's vinyl scratches, it's samples only, right? Yeah. It is, like, it came out in the early 2000s, and it kind of feels like it could have came out 6 years ago or in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. Also, one of the best.
It's LP
videos.
at his finest.
Right.
Was it prior to Run the Jewels existing?
This was like 15
yeah.
years before Run the Jewels.
Yeah, this came out in 2002.
It's absurd.
Yeah, this was his first solo album after, because he blew up with a group called Company Flow, which is like, do you know Black Star?
Yeah.
Company Flow and Black Star were like the two big artists on Raucous Records, which was like the, it was like the Odd Future of the 90s. It was like the premier independent as fuck, like counterculture, like alternative hip hop sound of like the late like 90s. It's where Kanye wanted to get signed originally. He wanted to get signed to Raucous. Right? Yeah. Which is another thing. I think LP, among other, I think he had a huge influence on Kanye, because it was the backpacker era. LP is the backpacker artist. And also my pick for best white rapper of all time, but that's not why I included this at all. Like, it's just that it came up earlier. Either him or Paul Wall. Like,
both good options.
Right. But yeah, so Deep Space 9mm.
Oh yeah, I like it. I think it's my turn.
It is your turn.
On my way to my 9 to 5, I have to blast trap music for no reason. So I'm going to do Mr. Young Nudie, absolute banger, highly recommend.
Yeah, this is fun.
21 Savage.
Yeah, no,
think
this was very fun. I am not a huge fan of this like very ground level trap music.
Mm-hmm.
But Young
Yeah,
Nudie,
I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this type of trap at all.
Yeah, but I like Young Nudie though. This is the best of it, in my opinion.
The best of the ground level trap.
Yeah.
Also,
beat bangs.
Or Pierre Bourne.
Can't understand a word he's saying.
Yeah, the beat for this does go hard. We'll get back to this a little bit later, but yeah, I think the beat carries. But I do like Young Nudie. I think at least Young Nudie has flow.
Yes.
Right.
And he only gets better at this point.
Yeah. Like I do not. Young Nudie is far from the worst of that subgenre. This was absolutely like as good as you're gonna get. So I enjoyed this like way more than other songs. But yeah.
I feel like him and Lucky are around the same area.
Yeah, I like Nudie a lot more, Young Nudie a lot more than Lucky.
Yeah.
I feel like he's way more animated, way more.
Animated for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, way more animated, way more dynamic, way more of a performer. Right? Like, I actually don't like. I would absolutely say Young Nudie is a good artist. He's just not in a genre that I particularly care for.
For sure, it's the same way I treat like some of the Chicago music. Like I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Very similar.
Really
like a lot of like the Chicago drill scene is just not been for me. I like the godfather of it.
Yeah.
I like the guy who invented it. I like G Herbo's pretty good. Like I like G Herbo a little bit, but not.
It's just not in my rotation.
Yeah, it just doesn't hit me. It is what it is.
All right, one of the J's.
My next one I went with was a song not on streaming, so I made it difficult on you guys.
Yeah,
The Sky's the Limit, Lil Wayne.
This is a classic.
I don't know why it's not on streaming. It's one of my favorite Lil Wayne songs.
3. Yeah, the Drought was.
This
great.
was originally supposed to be on the Carter 3.
What?
That makes sense. I guess
the flow and it sounds familiar, but then again, I've heard this song a million times, so it's probably just that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be on the Carter 3, but when the Carter 3 got leaked, this was a casualty that didn't make it.
I feel like you probably just couldn't clear the sample because it is a sample, right? Like I've heard this several times. I tried to pull it up and it said it was sampled from Mr. Jones.
I forget what the sample is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Jones. Yeah. But it needs to be on streaming.
Yeah.
Like so many other songs, Lil Wayne.
I think it's likely.
This is like. I think it's unlikely.
Yeah. I mean, just more and more artists are getting their
That's
mixtapes
exactly
on
what I was
streaming
about to
now
say.
because it's like the only way music makes money, so people are more likely to clear samples.
Yeah, but Lil Wayne has used so many samples that I think the artist just rather. And Lil Wayne, like the samples that he used, Lil Wayne destroys what the original song was. So these artists don't want to have their song overlooked by Lil Wayne.
Yeah, but it's like 20 years after the fact, though. Like,
it don't matter.
It's 20 years after the fact and an easy paycheck. I think that's a little naive.
I wouldn't put it past that. Like, that's how these artists make their money. And if it's a sample, you're not making what it'd be if it was your original song.
No, that's not. But that's objectively not true. You make more money because you make from the original song because it's not a zero-sum game. Sample, like, this has been proven in, like, scientifically. Sampling does not decrease how often people listen to the original song. So the money is going to push them to. It's a pride thing, and that's why I think, like, you know, the 20 years
egos
later,
in this industry, egos.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think tough times are coming, and I think people are going to try and get that money stream. Like,
I don't
look. If J. Cole could get Friday Night Lights on streaming,
that's what I'm saying.
Any artist can get anything on streaming.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Wayne needs to be one of the people, the king of mixtapes.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be so much inertia behind Lil Wayne, right? Like, you're saying these artists would throw away, like, quite literally $1 million paychecks. I don't think
I wouldn't say it's million, like, off streaming. It's not. You're not getting that much.
Well, because the Lil Wayne has to pay them out to put it on stream.
Yeah, but yeah, even still, like, Wayne's not going to put up the money just to get it up on streaming.
Somebody's gonna.
But somebody is, because
I don't think
because, like, the traffic on those are going to be crazy.
Yeah, but then it's going to fall off. Like, it's not. I definitely don't see it ever happening.
I don't know. I agree with Purvis. Like, if J. Cole could get Friday Night Lights cleared,
yeah, but J. Cole,
like, all sampling,
yeah, but I think J. Cole is coming to the conclusion that he's about to finish his career as a rapper, and he's been public about that. So he wants to get all his music out there for all his fans. Lil Wayne has so many damn mixtapes out there.
But that's the thing. He's like the mixtape artist.
Yeah, but he's not going to care. He has all that out there. It's like, you can find it if you want to hear it.
I mean, even under that logic, though, I feel like Wayne is definitely at the end of his career.
I wouldn't say that. He's never even come close to even thinking about retirement or leaving.
I mean, yes, he hasn't claimed he's retiring, but you can get.
Yeah, I think it's, like, very, like,
I don't want to say it, but, like,
you could put two and two together.
To retire you if it's necessary.
Yeah,
yeah, but his son's also just starting to get into rap, so he's gonna want to stay around as long as he can.
Pull LeBron.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jasper, you were about to say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's also. I'm sure that there's a group of, you know, accountants somewhere at a record label who their job every day is to map the potential profit of, like, putting something on streaming over a certain period of time and relate it to, like, what the, you know, what it would cost to get it on there and do that math. And I'm sure that, you know, for some artists it's a factor, for some artists it's not. I think the difference with J. Cole is that it's more about the artistry and the complete catalog. And I think Lil Wayne was so scattershot with the way he released a lot of his content, especially early on, that it's just not a priority for him. Or if it is, it's something that's such a small splash in the bucket of, like, the greater career in terms of the total volume of music that it may just not be worth it for him or his estate or whoever else. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think that's a very fair point, because at least from, I don't know if he's faking or not, but most recently, some of the interviews that Lil Wayne has been doing, he, like, acts like he doesn't know what's going on in the world. So I would not be surprised if he isn't aware if his fans want the older music.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Jasper, you're next.
Me next.
We're gonna argue again.
I was gonna say I've got a divisive song.
An argument.
Yeah,
I've got a divisive song. It's "Riding" by Young Bands.
I gotta be honest. When I heard this song, I touched my face to make sure I wasn't having a stroke. Like,
first thing I thought of was get dick out of his mouth.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He sounds like he has fucking something in his mouth when he's rapping. He can't understand a damn word he's saying.
Dude, there's no rhyme scheme. He uses up after every.
It's true.
Yeah, and, like, the beat average, Like this is a very
Not average.
I thought,
average.
I thought it was
No,
a fun
average.
beat.
It's a
like
very.
it.
It is a basic ass bossa nova guitar lick that anyone can learn in 30 minutes,
Steel
with
drum.
very unimpressive drums under it. I'm not saying it's a bad beat.
It's fun.
Absolutely
It's
not. No, I think average. Average. Right?
You're gonna say average.
You know, and I think the vocal performances.
It's not
Right.
great.
You know, I think
No,
whoever the last one is, the YBN dude.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
YBN Neymar.
YBN Neymar. He at least has
Neymar?
a flow. So like, you know,
I thought it was funny that he specifically called someone out for being paralyzed.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you sound like
That's wild.
yeah.
yeah. What can you do? This
So,
is
like-
prime Summer Smash music, but
Yeah,
again,
it is.
it serves its purpose.
I was coming in here with a super hot take, and Rachel
Okay.
walked me off a cliff.
Oh no, what
Yeah.
happened?
Oh,
Well-
my hot take is that like I'm only half committed to this, so I don't think it even qualifies. But it's like I don't even know if this is hip hop. Like this, I feel like this is
Oh.
so far out, so far removed from like just like the basic like tenets of what the genre is going to be, that like I like wonder if this even qualifies.
Can I
Right?
Yeah,
tell you?
Huh?
Can I share the story of why I put this in here?
Sure.
Okay, go.
I saw this song live at the 7-year celebration of Lyrical Lemonade at
Yeah.
Salt Shed. He was one of the artist guests who showed up, and this beat hit live, and so I
Yeah.
recommended it. And it was just one of those things where it was like a cool, like a live music moment of something
Yeah.
someone I had never heard before, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting."
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't make it good.
Well, I guess like my context is like I'm listening to this on the bus on the way to work,
Totally.
and it's like
It's totally
and
different.
it's competing against like Hurry Up Tomorrow and like every
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course.
Song with album.
I listened to Hurry
Yeah.
Up Tomorrow today. I listened to the entire album today. Yeah,
dude, it's so
So
good.
good. So
so good.
I feel
Album of
like
the year.
good.
I feel like I always just like start it and like just let it go. I feel like almost
Yeah.
annoyingly.
Mhm.
I only have one question, and if it's not hip hop, what do you label as?
I think it would be like it's something in a similar family tree, like the difference between like rock and punk, right? It is whatever it is, it would be under an umbrella, but like I feel like this is like trap pop, like it's
Trap pop, yeah.
right. Like I think like there's
Like,
just
yeah,
like yeah,
poppy trap.
like I would say it's like trap pop. Like I would say like it is.
That sounds terrible. I don't even want
Right.
to imagine a trap pop genre.
This is what it sounds like.
I know, and it's
Like
not
you don't
good.
have to, right? Like this is what it sounds like, and it's like, and like you know, and I also like I've seen like talks about this in other spaces, like people like trying to cultivate like what hip hop is, right? I think like that's the best way, like you know, drawing these lines. Like I think like because like the other thing is like just because it's a different genre does not make it better or worse. What makes it better or worse is the content of the song, but like it's. You know, just because it's not hip
And
hop
it's worse.
doesn't make it like doesn't make it necessarily worse. But I do feel like just on a fundamental level, like I would not describe like the performances on this as like rapping, except for maybe YBN. Like it feels like it is just so
At the end.
yeah, like it just feels like it is so like there's no flow, there's no rhyme scheme. Like the fundamental building blocks of like the MC part of the hip hop culture just aren't there, right? It's like, you know, if you had, could you make rock music without guitars and drums? A lot of people have asked that question. A lot of people have different answers, right? And like, once again, I'm not completely sold to this, right? Like, but that's another thing. And I haven't shared those conversations about people recontextualizing them because I've disagreed with them very much. Because people were trying to say that like Playboy Cardi and Travis are really rock, and I'm like, too far. Like,
You pushing it.
yeah, pushing it. First off, I think Travis is hip hop, like 100%. Like, I don't think there's an argument there. And like, you know, but I think Playboy Cardi could be in like the trap pop kind of category.
He's getting to that point, especially after the music.
He's been at that point for a little bit. Like even if Whole Lotta Red was a better album, I feel like it's still so far removed from these fundamental building blocks that it's right. Because once again, it's not a better or worse thing. Like even if you like Whole Lotta Red,
it's
structurally on like the building block. You know, it would be like, you know, if I steamed you vegetables, would you let me call it barbecue?
Okay,
right.
That's an accidental barbecue sauce on there, maybe.
But like, but serious question, like if I put like barbecue seasoning on vegetables and then I steamed it, would you call it barbecue? Because barbecue refers to the way that you cook the food in like a smoking pit.
I mean, talk to a vegetarian or a vegan; they will say that's barbecue.
I think it's in the eye of the beholder to a certain degree, right? It's like because it's just like yeah, but you know the thing is that you could also cook. The point I'm making is you could also cook those vegetables over an open flame, traditionally like barbecue. You know what I mean? Or you could, yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you use it as a reference, then like. No, because I'm not gonna call like cauliflower wings. They're not wings.
I actually think that's a much better one than my example.
Say wings one more goddamn.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna compare it to that, no, I'm not gonna respect it. No.
On top of that, to pivot from this, I don't even think boneless wings are wings. They're nuggets.
All right, okay,
dude, nuggets are fine. I'll take chicken McNuggets over most places. Hot wings. Like bone-in chicken wings.
Like traditional wings.
Yeah. I think a lot of places overcook them and they're not as good. Like I would take a good nugget over bad wings any day of the week.
Shall we move to the next song?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Is it mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Last round.
Okay. So, and this will come up again. I do want to acknowledge that Jeff made his pick first. But I did want to pick one cover because I feel like a lot of times we use the recommendations to point out like really, really good covers. And my favorite one I've ever recommended is Moon River, covered by Frank Ocean. I know it's Frank Ocean. It's a song draped in the Frank Ocean aesthetic, but like the original isn't. Right? Like I think that this is, you know, you tell someone like, oh, Frank Ocean's going to cover Moon River. It's like, oh, that makes total sense. But
I had no idea this was a cover.
Yeah, it's a cover of like an old folk song that's been done a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
he's the best one. I don't care.
Yeah, no, this is easily my favorite cover of Moon River. Like I'm not a farmer from the 1890s. I'm not a character in the Grapes of Wrath. I don't care about other versions. I mean, I think like they're culturally important, but yeah. No, this is easily my favorite version of it. It's a beautiful, haunting song. The original song is beautiful. And like, I think like he's just made it beautiful in a way people in the 21st century can really attach themselves to like the words and melodies. Cause like he's using the same lyrics and melodies as from the original song. It's just the aesthetic is way different. And I think it's great.
Yeah, I had no idea this was a cover. The Frank Ocean version, definitely a lot better.
Yeah.
More modern, I should say.
Yeah, it's like an old song. It's like a classic. You know? I think it's a song that's in like the public domain.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's good. I'll listen for any Frank Ocean cover.
Yeah. Anything
Frank Ocean. I literally texted half the people I know this week and said I would end an entire species for a Frank Ocean album.
Start with Humans. I'm kidding.
Okay. My last song, I think I recommended like one of the first weeks. I've been listening to Mavi for a very long time.
God,
I was lucky enough to see him last year. I always say it wrong. I think it's Chiasmo, I want to say. It is such a good song. Highly, highly recommend. The vibe is amazing. If you haven't checked out this artist, close to Earl Sweatshirt, but very good. Very, very good.
He needs to open his mouth more when he fucking raps. At least on this song.
It's a vibe.
I like this song a lot. I like Mavi a lot.
It's a good song.
He is like way more.
Mumbles. He's mumbling.
He is mumbling. I think Jeff's objectively correct, but I think it works in this song.
Yes, it adds.
For me, I think
he's making full sentences. He's making full.
There's
verses.
Lyrics there, like.
Oh yeah, there's
like really you can tell, but he's mumbling them.
Yeah,
and this is what I don't like in music. I don't like that in my music.
Yeah. It's like Jeff's like, I don't care if there's good
another grime album. Like I will recommend another grime album if I have to.
Maybe it's because growing up I was always told don't mumble and open your mouth when you speak.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't stand when I hear that in my music.
That's fair. No arguments. Jeff, he looked like, I mean, not Jeff, Jasper, he looked like you have something.
They
to
get
say.
confusing.
He has a hot take.
No, I don't. This was a fun one.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I thought this was
Good
fun.
take.
It didn't blow
Okay.
my mind. I don't think it's going to add Mavi into like a Killer Mike level rotation in
No.
my playlist, but I liked it. This was fun. Like,
I'm not
okay.
saying it was fun. It definitely was. See, I just wish I was able to understand exactly what it was
I
saying.
think, and
So
I
I'll
think
go out
that's
with my
fair.
next one.
I would never be mad at that. That's fair.
All right, yes, Jeff, go.
I still liked it. So my last one was a Tame Impala cover, "Lost in Yesterday" by Milky Chance.
This was
This
really, really
is-
good.
Banger.
I don't. When I came across it, I'm just like, this is an amazing cover. It's like a house mix almost.
It's extremely good, and I also think, unlike Moon River, like Lost in Tomorrow is like a very recent song with like a very strong aesthetic. It is a much harder song to cover, right?
Yeah.
So even if I prefer the Frank Ocean song for whatever reason, this is way more impressive on like a critical level to me.
Yeah,
It
I was
just
listening
makes
to
me-
some work today, and I had to put my desk in standing mode so I could like.
Yeah, no, this was,
It was good.
and you've shown me other Milky Chance songs. They're a good group. They're another group I think is like wildly underrated.
Yeah.
They do sometimes show up on my playlist, and I like them.
I don't know how I came across them. I fell in love with some of their covers.
Yeah,
They do so many good ones.
Didn't know it was a cover, but good song. Great song. All right.
all right, Jasper, take us home.
Peter Gabriel, bitches, In Your Eyes. Hit classic song. Peter Gabriel peak discography. It's like this. It's Sledgehammer and it's Salisbury Hill are like the big hits, and this is my favorite one.
It says it's a 2012 remaster. When was the original?
1986,
6,
7, something like that. Yeah.
86.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
This is a very good song. This is a very good song. Very dad core. Very uncle core to me. Very much like this
Dad
is-
rock.
Yeah, this is yacht rock for sure. This is the kind of shit my uncle would show me to show off his new sound system, and I'd be like,
You think this is yacht rock?
I don't know.
This is not yacht rock. This is
When I hear
dad
yacht
rock.
rock, I think it's ZZ Top.
ZZ Top is
ZZ
not
Top's not-
yacht rock,
That's not even yacht rock.
right? When
No,
I think of
None
yacht
us
rock,
own
I
a
think of
yacht.
like
You can't say
brandy.
what is yacht rock.
Thank you, Purvis.
Once one of us buys a yacht, then we can claim whatever the hell you want.
I too am extraordinarily humble.
All right.
That's-
But yeah, no,
that's the show.
Peter Gabriel's very good. This was very good, Jasper. This was a good recommendation.
Yeah, I go back every once in a while, and I'm just like, I reach out from the inside. So good.
God. All right.
We made
Well,
We did it.
we did it.
another one down the drain.
All right. Should we add to the list and then get us all out of here?
Oh, I got some fucking songs for you bitches today.
So do I. So do
Oh.
I.
All right. Who wants to go first? Brandon, you want to arm wrestle for it? What's up?
No, you can go. I'm fine.
Okay.
I do not need
My
to go
first
first.
one-
That is fine.
I am fully bought in on the Turnstile hype train. We're going Underwater Boy. I've been listening to Glow On religiously, and
Falling by the
Underwater-
wayside, never on the timeline.
On the timeline.
That's about me.
he's just like me for real. Underwater.
Oh my god. That's, I'm gonna listen to that song the second I hang up this call now.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So my first one, it's a song that came out in a very similar year to this one. And I think it kind of encapsulates what that year was about and what this year is going to be. I'm recommending Hard Times by Paramore. Just a
Ooh.
song about just absolutely, it came out in 2017, which I think is very similar to 2025. And it's very similar to Hey Ya by Outkast because it's just a very fun, upbeat pop song that with like the most earworm chorus ever. But it's about how everyone is kind of going through hard times right now. And boy, if there was ever anything that was more true or more necessary than that song right now, give it a listen. It's It's 2.5 minutes, and Purvis, black people love Paramore, so you gotta listen to it. Actually, like, you know it's true.
I'm calling the flag.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Technical. Give him a technical.
Give
What I
him
would-
a tech.
Give him a yellow
What I
card.
would give for you two go to Riot Fest together wearing matching shirts that say "Black people love Paramore." And
Love Paramore.
Dude, Google it. It's like a meme. Like,
So Google it. I don't fight. Okay,
it's that.
look,
It's Hall and Oates.
I'm not fighting the case. I'm over it.
yeah.
Jeff, do you want to go?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going with, for my first one, a post-humorous Lil Peep song, him and Marshmello, Spotlight.
That song's
Okay,
excellent.
time out. I'm sorry. I'm flag on the play. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Posthumous.
Posthumous, posthumous, there we go.
It's because we say it wrong
Whatever.
every time and he hates it.
Posthumous sounds
absolutely
like
hates
It sounds like
Everyone says it wrong.
Sounds like Dave
I'm
Chappelle
gonna
is in
say
his
posthumous.
post-humorous era. Like,
yeah, or like what happened to Louis C.K. Yeah.
All right,
There we
Jasper,
go.
how do you say it?
I say it just like Jeff
Posthumous.
does. I can't laugh at him. Like,
Everyone says it wrong.
yeah,
Did we
everyone
say
does.
what was it? Bon Iver or something? The other
Yeah, I say things all the time.
Bon
I don't-
Iver is correct.
No, I say Bon
okay,
Iver.
well.
Yeah, if you
Bon
say Bon
Iver.
Iver, it's like Notre Dame.
I say Boniver.
Bon Iver.
Boniver.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Bob VA. I say it in the original French. Okay. Purvis. Purvis, recommend your song.
I'm so sorry. I'm so ready to go. 2.0 texted me this morning, and we were going through a depressive chance moment because we have nothing to listen to. So he texted me some lyrics for Brain Cells, and I almost cried at work. So I'm going to recommend Brain Cells because I need chance in my life.
God. I was on Reddit today.
Kill some brain cells.
God. I was on Reddit
killed
today
too
and I
many
saw a
brain
thread that was like, pick a bar that encapsulates a rapper's entire career. And like one of the top choices was Chance the Rapper. It's like, I've met Kanye West. I'm never going to fail. And it's like, wow, that feels very differently right now. Like,
Honestly,
I hate it here.
If it were me on that thread, she had a big booty, so I called her Big Booty.
hey, he's got the generation, got the kids all out the dirty Sprite. Song's
Dude,
incredible.
banger. Such a good song. Such a good song.
All right, Jasper, make your next recommendation.
I got a deep cut for all of you, and none of you have
Okay.
ever heard of this, I promise.
All right.
I'm going with the song Nomads by the band No Wild featuring Odyssey. No Wild is a New Zealand alternative hip hop rock group featuring Odyssey. This has the hardest chorus start of like anything you'll hear this week, next week, the week after. I guarantee it. Pull it up. No space WYLD. The song is Nomads. Incredibly hard.
Okay, I'll listen to that immediately.
Check it out.
Yeah. Okay. My next one. This is incredible. Okay, so next week we're going to be reviewing the movie Sinners on the podcast, which is a movie with incredible music. And
Need to see.
I was kind of torn on what song to recommend because there's just so many, including one by Don Toliver. But I have to pick what is the song from the biggest moment in the movie. And in my opinion, maybe the best song released all year so far. And that is I Lied to You by Miles Catton. I'm not going to say anything more because I think even listening to the song might spoil the movie for you a little bit. Especially like a very specific scene that is very out of the box. But this is next level. It is incredible. Like, no words. Go, Jeff.
My next one's gonna be a throwback David Banner song, Cadillac on 22s.
Damn.
It's one of the very few that I like. It's got a great beat.
No, that's a very good pick.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm sending us home. I was talking about the color shows on YouTube after work today.
So good.
And the best one, in my opinion, is Jid working out, because that song really hits and shit ain't working out. So
Damn, I really like the Migos one.
that one's another great one. Also, Gunna with Top Off, phenomenal.
Okay.
But let's all say the line together. 1, 2, 3. Jid better.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is Jid
There we
better.
go. I was gonna say Gunna worse. Like
no. All right,
guys. Like, subscribe. Tell us about our taste in music. Tell us we're pedestrian. Tell us we're pretentious. Who cares?
Send us your dank.
Yeah, send us your dank memes. And yeah, see you next week.